The film opens with Dr. Stephen Strange and an unknown girl being pursued by a creature, which is too hard to be defeated, so Strange ends up extracting that girl's power in exchange for the demon to leave them alone. Eventually, the creature kills Strange and traps Chavez, but a portal opens up behind her, in which Strange pushes her using magic. As Strange pulls himself towards the portal, his eyes open in his bed, who now thinks what he saw was only a bad dream. He gets ready and shows up at the church to his ex-girlfriend Christine's wedding, where Strange apologizes to her for not making things right with her. Later, Strange hears commotion coming from the street outside, so he goes to the balcony to see what's going on. There, he senses some inhuman activity and jumps off the balcony while simultaneously changing into his superhero costume. He sees some butts of a creature lifting up a bus and the same girl he saw in his dreams. He uses magic to lift the creature's cloak, which turns out to be looking somewhat similar to the creature he saw in his dream. Stephen saves the girl with his cloak and divides the bus in half that it throws towards Strange. Unfortunately, he faints during this, and the girl gets caught once again. Surprisingly, Wong shows up to the rescue, who's the new Sorcerer Supreme. Sadly, he gets caught by one of the creature's tentacles. Strange rescues him by chopping off the tentacle that Wong is trapped in. Before the creature gets to the girl, Strange and Wong fight it, and end up using magic to poke its eye out using a lamppost, ultimately killing it. Now Strange rescues the girl from the building and demands an explanation for everything, but she runs away. Strange and Wong catch up to her and take her to a diner, where Strange also mentions the dream he saw. She breaks down that what he saw wasn't a dream, but a reality that occurred in another universe. She further reveals she has the power to physically move from one universe to another, but the problem is she doesn't know how to harness or use her powers unless she's really afraid, which is why a demon is constantly sending its creatures to kidnap and obtain her power. She also mentions of a magical book, which she and her universe Strange were about to use to defeat the creature but ended up on Earth. Strange figures they're talking about the Book of Vishanti and declare it a fiction, but Wong reveals that it exists according to his source. Strange still doubts the girl, so she takes them on a rooftop, where she's hid the corpse of Dr. Strange from her universe, the one we saw fighting the demon in the film's beginning, but then opened the portal and ended up here. Wong asks the girl her name, which is America Chavez, and decides to take her to Camartage for protection. Strange also buries his dead variant on the rooftop using magic and notes, during which he observes the injury marks on it that point towards witchcraft. Henceforth, he sends Chavez with Wong and pays a visit to Wanda, who's seen living the best life she's always desired with her kids. Strange asks her to join them in Camartage to help protect a girl from the evil entities because of her powers to travel multiverses. Wanda mentions America by her name and asks Strange to bring her here instead, which gives away her lie. She immediately removes the hex, revealing the land they're standing on to be dead and infertile. Strange spots the Book of the Damned called the Darkhold with Wanda and understands she's been corrupted by it, whereas Wanda feels otherwise and reveals her intentions of using Chavez's powers to infiltrate a universe where she can be with her children. Before leaving, she threatens Strange to bring Chavez to her, or else face the consequences. Strange returns to Camartage to alert Wong and prepare the others for the danger they've wailed upon themselves. Wong gathers forces to defend the castle. Soon, a thick cloud of darkness engulfs the castle before Wanda shows up. Strange flies up to her to end things nicely, but Wanda is fixated on getting Chavez, so she attacks them, only to find the entire castle in a dome shield. She uses witchcraft to mess with the defenders' heads and breaks their shield, from where it doesn't take her long to destroy everything. Strange traps her in the mirror dimension and leaves to protect Chavez. There, Strange figures Wanda is using reflections to escape, so he asks everyone to cover the water puddles and mirrors, but Wanda escapes through a gong. She tries to justify her actions by showing how she's with her kids in every universe except this one. Strange tries to tell her that if she goes to another universe to be with her kids, she will deprive them of their mother. She cuts the act and subdues Strange and Wong to steal Chavez's power, but she gets afraid, which causes a portal to open behind her. Steve pushes her inside it and goes along with her. The two crack through multiple universes, where their physical forms mold into different shapes and sizes. In the end, they land in a universe, which is a better version of Earth. Strange plans on heading back, but Chavez doesn't have a clue on how to, so they decide to look for Strange in this universe. They stop by a place that scans them and takes them down memory lane. Strange sees himself on a date with Christine, while Chavez watches how her first portal opening disaster threw her mother someplace she has not yet found. They finally find Strange's location, but unfortunately, they are met with a giant statue of Strange in his memory, since he sacrificed himself to defeat Thanos in their universe. On top of that, this universe's Sorcerer Supreme turns out to be the villain from the previous parts, but strangely, he welcomes Strange as a brother. Inside, he asks Strange about his universe, so they tell him about the threat they face from Scarlet Witch, who has the powers to conjure monsters in other universes and send them to kidnap Chavez. The Sorcerer Supreme brings to their light that if Wanda has gotten her hands on the Darkhold, she can do worse things than that. He speaks about a corrosive curse called the Dreamwalking, which allows one to possess their doppelganger from another universe and avenge their enemy. Soon, Strange and Chavez realize they've been drugged because the Sorcerer Supreme sees them as a threat in his universe. His words turn out to be true when we see Wanda casting the same spell and possessing her variant in the current universe Chavez and Strange are in. Meanwhile, a survivor from Kamartaj shows up and stabs the Darkhold, while Wanda is deeply invested in the spell. The lady turns into stone for destroying it, which breaks Wanda's spell and infuriates her. She tortures Wong by inflicting pain on his already dying people in order to spill other alternatives. Hence, he reveals the location of an ancient tomb, where the Darkhold was originally transcribed from the spells carved on the tomb's wall. Meanwhile, Strange and Chavez find themselves in unbreakable cubicles inside a lab that's supervised by Christine, who's a scientist in this universe. Strange tries to convince Christine into letting them escape before Wanda shows up as a threat, but Christine unfolds that they're going to hold him for testing and assessment to find out if he's contagious or not. The Sorcerer Supreme shows up with robots and takes Strange to unite with a group called the Illuminati. Back on Earth, Wanda and Wong reach the tomb through a portal to find the spells of the Darkhold. Upon exploring, Wanda finds her throne with a giant stone carved, looking exactly like her, and giant creatures that obey her. Meanwhile, Strange warns the Illuminati about Wanda too, but they consider Strange a bigger problem considering his shady past in their universe. That's when Professor Xavier from the X-Men makes his entrance to unveil a hard-to-digest truth. Back in the tomb, Wong tries to talk Wanda out of her monstrosity, but she pushes him off the heighted tomb and begins casting the spell. Xavier reveals that in their universe, Strange went against all his rules to obtain the Darkhold, thinking that the salvation of their universe from Thanos' attack lies within it, but ended up annihilating an entire universe. Fortunately, he came to senses and used the Book of Vishanti to defeat Thanos, after which he confessed his crime and got the Illuminati to kill him. Hence, they can't trust Strange now. While he asks them about Vishanti and finds out his variant was the one who hid it for protection, Wanda shows up and rains hell outside. The Illuminati members run to protect Chavez, but the possessed Wanda kills them all in an instant and heads towards Chavez. Strange also picks arguments with his old nemesis and fights him, in which he defeats him. Christine fails to break the cubicles, but Chavez manages to crack the glass unintentionally with a single punch. Xavier shows up and gets inside Wanda's head to rescue the one Wanda has possessed, but Wanda wrings his neck and kills him too. However, this allows Christine and Chavez to escape and unite with Strange, where Christine helps them and leads to Vishanti. Despite Wanda chasing them non-stop and spreading horror, they make it to the place, which is the same as Strange saw in his dream. Unfortunately, Wanda destroys Vishanti and controls Chavez's mind to throw Strange and Christine to another universe. She now leaves her variant's body and brings Chavez back to her real self. Strange and Christine end up in a world where two realities are colliding. They find Strange of that universe, who turns out to be an evil Darkhold guardian. He asks Strange to hand over his Christine in exchange for the Darkhold, but Strange fights him, in which the two weaponize the musical notes and use symphonies to attack one another. The evil Strange falls off the building and dies, allowing the savior Strange to get a hold of the Darkhold. Meanwhile, Wong turns out to be alive and using his lasso to climb back up to stop Wanda. Back in the incursion world, Strange asks Christine to guard him, while he possesses his dead corpse on Earth to rescue Chavez, since Earth has no other Strange variant. When he possesses his corpse and shows up near the tomb, the dark spirits attack him for doing something that's forbidden. They not only overpower him, but also use his eyes to return to his actual body, where Christine uses an ancient gadget of the evil Strange to send them back to hell, and helps Strange stabilize. Strange harnesses the dark spirits and unleashes them upon Wanda. Wong also shows up and creates a barrier to trap Wanda, during which Strange empowers Chavez to acknowledge her true powers and use them. Wanda eventually frees herself and hurts Strange to the point he's useless. So Chavez takes his spot and fights Wanda. She finds him too powerful, so instead of fighting, she exposes her to her kids in the other universe, who get scared to see Wanda. Wanda tosses their mother away and tries to calm the boys, but they call her a monster and return to their mother, who walks up to Wanda and consoles her, saying the children will be well taken care of. Chavez closes the portal, after which Wanda decides to destroy the tomb so that no one can be tempted by the atrocious Darkhold. Back with Christine, Strange watches the Darkhold burn to ashes and figures Wanda has destroyed all the Darkholds in every universe. Now Chavez opens up a portal and rescues them. The film ends with Strange leaving Chavez with Wong and returning to New York. I'm sure you liked the story recap. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching the video.